Hello, race fans, and welcome back to Pine Hill Rallycross for quarterfinal number 2 of the Pine Hill Rallycross tournament. I am your host, Mike Canick, and this is my co-host, Matt Claren.
You are looking at the four drivers who will be competing tonight.
Let's meet them. First, it's Stray Dog from Team Comicazi in the Ford Escort R1600 from Massachusetts, and he's the 26th seed.
We got Numbskull from Numbskull Racing, driving his Renault Megane Trophy from Michigan. He's the 18th seed.
Up next, it's Georgio from G-Force Racing in the 87 Audi Quattro. He comes to us from Oregon and is the 12th seed.
And finally, it's Robb Ironfang Vexler from Lone Wolf Racing, the 4th seed. He's from Arizona.
Although he came from the last chance qualifier, Stray Dog is a very strong competitor, and I wouldn't count him out of anything by any means here.
And of course, Numbskull, he's definitely a favorite here as well, as usual.
Showed himself to be very fast in the first round. Georgio also pretty strong. Did well in his first round group.
And Robb Ironfang Vexler is the 4th seed as well.
He's the highest seed in this match. So anyways, let's get to the racing. Stray Dog on pole for race number 1. They're off. Stray Dog jumping out to that lead. Giorgio all over the back of him. Here comes Numbskull. Oh, everybody spun around but Stray Dog. Stray Dog misses the turn in turn 3. Giorgio coming down in reverse. He's going to take the win. And there's Numbskull. And here is Robb Ironfang Vexler. But Stray Dog went right over that. And yes, we are going to be putting a barrier there.
We need to remember to do that. Stray Dog pulled ahead of the other two there. The other three, I should say. Numbskull and Georgio both spun around coming into turn 2, and Stray Dog stretched his lead, but forgot to turn. Lone Wolf is kind of trailing the group here. Let's see, Stray Dog. He just went right over the barrier. Georgio takes advantage and took the lead. Numbskull in second, and then Robb Ironfang Vexler in third here. And that is the way they finished. Georgio coming down in reverse, so is Numbskull. And here comes Robb Ironfang Vexler to take third. After the first race, Georgio leads with 4, then Numbskull with 3, Robb Ironfang Vexler with 2, and Stray Dog with 0. Georgio is on the pole for race 2, and there he goes. Georgio stretching ahead of everybody else. I can't even see anybody but Lone Wolf here. Georgio spins around on the hills, and here comes Numbskull right around the outside in turn 3. Numbskull's going to take the win in reverse. And was that everybody? Yes.
Lone Wolf and Georgio got caught up coming out of turn 3. And it appears that Stray Dog is stalled out on the top straightaway.
I wonder how that happened.
It is Georgio who took the lead early. I'm not sure what happened to everybody else, but that's ended up with Stray Dog getting stuck up there. Giorgio pulled a 360 on the hills. That allowed the others to catch up. Numbskull's blows by Robb coming up the inside there. Giorgio just sort of spins around in turn 3. Numbskull flies by on the outside, and then Robb can't find the space to get around Giorgio there. Numbskull spins around, but does come through for the win.
Numbskull's leading with 7 after race 2. Georgio with 4, Robb Ironfang Vexler with 2, and Stray Dog still is 0. He needs to get a move on.
Robb Ironfang Vexler on pole for race number 3. Giorgio trying to come up the outside. He doesn't, and so does Stray Dog. Giorgio holding that lead. Oh, he spun around. Now Stray Dog has it, and he is coming down but spinning around. Stray Dog will take the win over Robb Ironfang Vexler. And there are Numbskull and Giorgio.
Let's sort this out. Robb Ironfang Vexler just didn't have the speed to get out in front of Giorgio, who pulled way out in the lead. Stray Dog tried to track him down, and did on the hills here. Giorgio, I don't know what he was trying to do, but spins around. Numbskull gets stuck behind him, and Stray Dog and Robb Ironfang Vexler pulled around. Stray Dog had a very big lead over the others here, and even though he got a little tangled up coming out of turn 5, managed to hold on to it. I don't know what's happening to Robb. He just doesn't seem to be very fast today.
We're getting word that his wheels are rubbing on the fenders, which basically explains his lack of speed.
That's too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, can't do anything about it. It's 7 for Numbskull now, 5 for Robb, and 4 for the other two as we go into race 4.
Pretty close. Numbskull on the pole position. Let's see what he can do here. Numbskull pulls away. Oh my goodness, Stray Dog challenges but couldn't get around. They're all spinning around, drifting. Now Stray Dog has... No, it's Robb, Ironfang, Vexler. Stray Dog passes. Robb passes back, and Robb, Ironfang, Vexler take the win. That was crazy. Here comes Numbskull, of course. I think the others are stuck in turn 5.
Well, that's too bad. That was a pretty crazy race there. Numbskull took that lead before Stray Dog tried to get up the inside but ended up spinning them both out. That allowed the other two to catch up. Coming out of the hills, they were all bunched up. Numbskull spins out Stray Dog again, which allows Robb to get through. Robb has the lead before sliding in turn 5, allowing Stray Dog to come up. But then Numbskull pushes Robb back through and then blocks out the other two. And then Georgio comes in and gives Numbskull just enough of a boost to push him on through. After race number 4, it's 10 for Numbskull, 9 for Robb, and 4 for Stray Dog and Georgio. Let's head into the halftime.
This is round 2 of the halftime grudge matches. This time we have Speedball Herman from Gravity Throttle Racing, and he called out Grizz from AFK Racing.
Both of these vehicles and drivers have shown themselves to be pretty fast. We'll have to see how this one turns out. Of course, since Grizz was challenged, he gets the inside lane for race number 1. He pulls out into the lead, coming onto the top straightaway. Speedball looking good in second, though. Oh, Grizz gets loose on the hills, and that allows Speedball to come through. There goes Grizz around the outside. Oh, he's spun out, and here comes... Oh, it's a drag race, and Speedball blocks out Grizz, so we're gonna have to go to a redo.
Grizz pulls out in the lead again. Speedball lagging behind slightly. Grizz coming on to turn 3, looking very nice. Spins around on the final straightaway. Here comes Speedball Herman. Better late than never. He takes the win. And Grizz is stuck on the final straightaway.
So 1 win for Speedball, and he's got pole. If he wins this one, he wins it. He tries to block Grizz, but that fails, and Grizz takes over the lead. Grizz speeding onto the... Oh, he's stuck in turn 3. And here is Speedball coming in. And Speedball will be your champion as he just wins his 2nd race in a row.
I think Speedball Herman's motto is better late than never.
Unfortunately for Grizz, wasn't his day. Let's get back to the racing.
On the pole position, it is Stray Dog. And he pulls out in the lead. Georgio behind him. Numbskull catching up to them. Stray Dog stretches his lead. He's flying out there. He spins around. Here comes Numbskull, boots him. And, oh my goodness, Numbskull comes around right around Stray Dog. What happened?
We're getting word that there's been a failure inside Stray Dog's vehicle. But I think we will be able to fix it and get the car back out on the track. But unfortunately, that's going to have to be a DNF for this race.
Georgio did come across in second. And it looks like Robb, Ironfang, Vexler got stuck in turn 5.
Stray Dog had such a good race going, too. That may explain his weird stoppage up on the top straight in one of the first races. Here we see Georgio getting sideways on the hills, and Robb pushes him through. So, nice friendly gesture from Robb, Ironfang, Vexler there. Stray Dog's just flying until he spins around there and gets a little jammed up. That may have been where something came apart in his vehicle. Here come the other two. Slowly but steadily making their way down. Robb just didn't have quite enough speed to make it through turn 5. Here we see Stray Dog just hitting the wall and just screeching to a halt. Numbskull taking advantage of that and flying past. Here comes Georgio finally onto the screen. He seems to like spinning around.
Georgio took the second, and Numbskull still has the lead with 14 points. Second place belongs to Ironfang Vexler with 9, Georgio 7, and Stray Dog pretty far behind with 4.
Stray Dog's gonna have to get it together here as Georgio's on pole. They are off. Georgio pulling ahead, Stray Dog challenging. Numbskull not far behind as usual. Numbskull trying to go up the inside of Stray Dog. Can't do it. Stray Dog gets past Georgio. Here comes Numbskull.
That
He
was
can't do
crazy.
anything. What a finish. Stray Dog's going to take it over Georgio and Numbskull. And here comes Robb.
Let's sort this all out. Georgio took the early lead, followed by Stray Dog, who attempts to make a little move there but couldn't do it. Numbskull all over Stray Dog on the hills and tries to make a pass, but they both spin around. And they do a nice tandem drift around turn 3. Georgio is getting passed there by Stray Dog. And here comes Robb, Ironfang, Vexler in 4th. But Stray Dog took the lead and held it across the line. Numbskull tries to pass Georgio, couldn't do it. And Robb limps across for 4th place.
That'll shake things up a little bit as it's 16 for Numbskull, 10 for Georgio and Robb, and 8 for Stray Dog. It's pretty close between all those three. Numbskull looking pretty good, though.
Robb, Ironfang, Vexler's on the pole position. But, unfortunately, Georgio and Stray Dog come around again. Georgio looking hot here. Stray Dog trying to get around. Giorgio and Stray Dog both spin around a bunch of times. Giorgio takes the win. Stray Dog second, then Numbskull, and Robb, Ironfang, Vexler in 4th.
So, Giorgio and Stray Dog came up the outside, and you see Numbskull trying to get around Lone Wolf, and does up there in turn 2. These two are just flying out there, though. Through the turns, Stray Dog tailgating Giorgio, but he was never able to get around, as you saw before. On the final straight, we see them just spinning around. I don't know if they're doing that for fun or what. Numbskull also pulled a few spins out before backing in for 3rd. And Robb is old slow and steady here, coming across for 4th.
Numbskull has the lead with 18. Giorgio in second with 14. The others have 11. This is really coming down to the wire with 1 race to go.
Will Giorgio be able to hold off the other two? Numbskull's got pulled. They are off. Stray Dog all over Numbskull. I'm not sure what happened to the other two. Numbskull and Stray Dog. Stray Dog still trying to get around Numbskull. He's going to do it on the final straightaway.
Wow.
Is Numbskull still in it? Yes, he is. Going to come in for 2nd. Giorgio and Robb are stuck on the final straight. This definitely shakes things up.
That's too bad for Giorgio and Robb. Numbskull and Stray Dog were gone immediately. Stray Dog all over Numbskull, which is quite a big feat because Numbskull's pretty fast. Numbskull spins around, coming into the final straightaway, and gets sideways there. Stray Dog gets around to take the win.
Looked like Numbskull tried to correct his spin there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait for Numbskull to come in before we show the final scores.
Suspense is killing me.
It's gonna be Numbskull and Stray Dog. What a comeback by Stray Dog. He gets 11 points in the last 3 races. Come back and pass Giorgio and Robb. Thank you to Giorgio and Robb for participating. That was a very close one.
But a big congratulations to Numbskull and Stray Dog for moving on to the semifinals.
They will have a chance to make it to the finals. Next group is led by Old Sarge and Colonoscopy. Quarterfinal 3. Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one.